Good morning. It is day 90 of the Mississippi River Trail, where I, as a single mom, am paddling the Mississippi River from Minnesota all the way down to Louisiana with 7 of my 15 kids.
We're a family of 15 kids. One mom and Smokey Bear.
And the 7 youngest of us are paddling the whole Mississippi River.
This is chaos made fun.
Come follow our adventure.
Look at that. We get to watch a crew change. That is so cool. We have never seen a crew change. Out of all the miles we've done, this tow has been parked for several hours now. And they lowered their boat this morning, and the crew is coming off the boat, coming over to this boat ramp, and there's vehicles picking crew members up. And so we actually got to talk to one of the dam workers, I think. He's with DNR. And he's saying that it's either crew change or they're just getting supplies. So they just stopped to run into town, which I don't know what town, and doing that. So very, very cool to watch that happen. But today is day 90. That is a milestone day. It is when most people usually do this trail. It takes about 90 days for most people to finish the trail. With that being said, we are doing very well, way better than expected. So I don't think we're gonna go past 90 days by very much. And we definitely don't need 120 days to do this trail. That is super, super exciting. We are, I think, within 8-ish days from what we can calculate of our finish. That is very cool. And I rocket between the emotions of it, like I've talked about in past episodes, but in the end, we're ready to go home. I want to see Baxter. We're all ready to go home. The older 8 kids, Odessa, everything, and start getting ready for 2026. So we're about done with this, and we're gonna wrap it up. So today, due to the trailer incident yesterday, little hiccup, not a big deal, got fixed, and the dude was super kind. So spent yesterday dealing with that. That being said, I think it is the universe, and I take signs very, very seriously. I think if you let nature and the universe talk to you, it will tell you things and guide you, and I trust that process. That being said, the trailer happening was my sign that we need to take the Atchafalaya. It silences all of the voices of the world. Society is very, very loud and consuming, and like, if you can imagine a room full of people in conflict, yelling and doing all of that, almost like some kind of town council meeting or something. That is what the internet is some days. And so if you put a post out there asking for a referral or something, opinions can get very loud and they overwhelm. On those days, I stop reading comments. I don't really pay attention to a lot. I go within myself and start deciding what is best for us. Not what the world says is best for us, but what is best for us. We have made it this far with intelligence, common sense, and luck is neither here nor there. If you are wise and make smart decisions and use some common sense, it will get you very far in life. That being said, throw in a little luck and you're good to go. But on this note, it was not something to take lightly which direction we actually go. Was it the Atchafalaya? Was it New Orleans? So I quit reading comments and just silenced the world. And yesterday's trailer incident, we needed all of our days to be able to do both routes. If we did half of the Atchafalaya and then switched over to do from New Orleans down to Venice and Port Eads. And yesterday, the universe very definitely told me that by the trailer and that little hiccup and by consuming one entire day that we should have been paddling, that we do not need to go that direction. It was an unexpected hiccup. It shouldn't have happened. We had the trailer fixed. Nothing should have just made that occur, but it did. And so because we lost an entire day that we did not expect to lose, that is my sign that we need to take the shorter route. We've lost a day, and it's a very, very peaceful decision because I trust the process. And that looks like a little trailer hiccup, the trailer breaking again when it was unexpected. It looks like listening to what the universe is telling you so that you're at peace with your own decisions. And that's what we did. So we are taking the Atchafalaya out. That means we will be locking through today. We will be seeing alligators and we will be headed out. We will be paddling a cypress swamp, which is really cool, and Smokey's really excited about that. So we will be going through a cypress swamp, alligators, a few towns. The river does get smaller, the current gets less, so we will have to figure that out. Our mileage is going to go down. We're aware of that. A little disappointed, but we still finish early. So it's exciting, and we made new friends at the last state park we stayed at, Natchez State Park. and they are located in Butte La Rose. So they have invited us to stay with them, and they have a guest house, and we really just want to hang out and get to know each other better. So we will be going to Butte La Rose for a night there and visiting, and we'll be wrapping this trip up. So it's exciting. We're good to go, and we're gonna go walk through and see some alligators today with an intact trailer. So all is well. Once over of last night's campsite. That is Smokey's tent over there, A's tent, B and C's tent. So yeah, we had a campfire last night right there, and it is important to note that when you do things like that, you also need to dismantle them. If you build the fire, dismantle the fire. Do not leave your campfire, because this is where people park, drive boats, all that kind of stuff. But you never know, there was no campfire here, maybe they don't want one here. So we dismantled our fire, and this was Grissom and Galax's, and then my tent over here. Everything has picked up and clean, and we actually cleaned this area quite a bit. We've taken out 2 trash bags full of trash. So it's a hot spot for, I'm not sure what, probably hunters. There's a lot of like camouflage stuff here. But this is actually a crew change going on as well. That boat has been parked there for hours, and we are now seeing cars come and go, and they lowered their little boat, and they're taking crewmen from the boat over here to this boat ramp, and cars are picking up all the crewmen. So it's a crew change, which is actually really cool. We've never seen that before. So that's a new one. And there is DNR. They're probably just now realizing we're here. And they're probably telling us to leave, but we're already packed up. So yeehaw. But anyway, it's a very good little spot. But we're ready to start our day and get on the Atchafalaya.
Get alerts when we release new episodes. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Smokey, where are we going?
Where are we going? We're going to the Atchafalaya. We're going into alligator territory. So the first thing, I walked the Florida Trail last year, and the people in Florida at the kickoff party, they had a big get-together speech and about the trail and the environment and alligators. So in that speech, the one thing I really do remember is they said alligators really only eat 3 things. All you have to do is remember the 3 Ds. Alligators eat dogs, ducks, and dummies. Don't be a dummy. I walked right through alligators down there. We'll be paddling through them. They'll lay there on the shore. They might get up enough energy to look at us. Another thing about alligators is alligators use water to hide. This is where they hide. So if we do go through an area where there's alligators and we scare them, they will be running right straight at us. But they're not running at us, they're running into the water to hide from what they feel is a threat. Alligators are really cool animals. They're actually still very, very close to prehistoric. They've not changed for years and years and years, and I guess that's enough about alligators. We need to actually.
I'm excited.
I mean, hey, actually,
time to go.
I actually, be honest, I'm excited for one of the boys to catch a big old redfish. And then the flounder. If we get into the flounder's gonna be fun. So maybe we'll get back into some fish down here. Very shortly, we're gonna be coming into tidal water. I can't wait for the kids to pull their canoes up on the boat ramp and then wake up in the morning, there'll be 50 feet of water gone. I can't wait for that. That was the tidal waters. We've got a lot of exciting stuff left in front of us, and I've heard something about maybe a cypress swamp coming up someplace or something. We've got a lot of exciting stuff. Back to alligators for a second. Remember the 3 Ds: ducks, dogs, and dummies. Don't be a dummy. You're in good shape.
Or a dog.
Well, yeah, okay, that's probably good advice too.
Lily, what you think about today?
We got ducks on our boat. Yo, look, I'm gonna be sharing candy with the alligators.
They'll love you for that. At least you're not a duck, a dog, or a dummy. Excited about the alligators.
If one jumps on my boat,
Wrestle the alligator.
I'm gonna flip the boat over and wrestle.
All right, who's ready to go see some alligators and do our very, very, very last lock?
Me, I'm ready to share the candy
It's a
with the alligators.
portal into the cypress swamp. We're gonna go through this lock, and it's gonna be a portal. It's a swamp portal. All right, let's go paddle. All right, y'all officially start looking for the alligators.
And it starts in 3, 2, 1, game started.
I can feel their beady little eyeballs staring at me.
Come on, don't worry, you go safe with me. Alligators eat ducks.
All right,
So,
I guess that means we can't hike Florida with Baxter.
Why?
He's a dog. Dogs, ducks, and dummies.
Dog, ducks, and dummies. Wait.
But Baxter kind of looks like a bear, so I'm not sure he'd qualify. approaching our very last look of our entire trip. And that is a little sad. But that being said, we didn't really expect to do another lock, so it's kind of fun too. This is the Old River Lock. It is the gateway into the Atchafalaya.
Are you videoing?
He said, keep paddling. 300 yards away. He said he's setting up for us, so they should be ready shortly. Word has it that this is like one of the oldest locks, so it's very creaky and screechy, and it's very large because of the floodwaters the Mississippi gets down here. So the walls are like, I think, 40 feet high, and the drop is usually 20 feet, but in very, very low water levels, like what we're paddling in now, the drop is only 12 feet because it's running so low. But even though it's typically only a 20-foot drop, it is a 40-foot wall. That's kind of impressive. Alright guys, they do not have ropes, so it'll be like lock 19, okay?
Oh yeah, Mom, look, they have those.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll tell us to hold on or not, but morning.
Yo, Mom, look at those.
Oh, here we go. No, that's a car.
Mom, look at the old glass. And nobody knows.
We're going down.
No, we're going up.
We still got to go to the ocean.
No, we're not.
Mom, we're talking.
Listen.
Ooh. That was nice. That was good.
All right. It is singing to us. Yes, it is. How are you feeling about this?
Sorry, sometimes being a horror movie. Yeah, in a horror movie, everything would just go quiet, or everything would just start going loud, and everything would go quiet, and something would so scary. Get somebody. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the quiet place. Whenever the girl had the thing so she can hear, and then it just started screeching. Yeah, but that's what it reminds me of.
The portal is opening.
Yeah! It was so creepy.
All right. And to alligator land we go. Thank you very much.
Hey, is there any alligators in here?
Oh, there you go. There's your answer. There are alligators.
Hi, boy.
They got to walk through too.
Hi, love you, boy. Thank you, boy. Ooh, Mom, look at those here.
Oh. They're a little rusty. Y'all can have a look at this. We are officially on Old River. And Old River, you walk through on Old River, you paddle it for about 6 miles until it ties into the Atchafalaya. And get a look at this buoy on Old River. So if you don't know what the current was on the Mississippi, watch a few past episodes and you'll get a really good idea of the current on the Mississippi. And look at the Old River buoy. That is some banging current. Yeehaw. So part of the dilemma of getting off of the main channel of the Mississippi is leaving the current. Because the current is ripping around these buoys on the Mississippi. And this is our current status on Old River. And there is your buoy. So we are currently back to the north and we're just paddling on. Yes, we are.
Mom, it's with alligators, of course it's gonna be a pond.
Oh yeah, as far as the alligator goes, I think people are tripping because there is not one singular alligator. We were so excited and we were just gonna like warp through this cool alligator portal and just see alligators on the other side of the lock, and that definitely did not happen.
No, Mom, it
We
definitely
are now
happened.
like maybe 3 miles in, I'm not sure. And yeah, there isn't one alligator. And in fact, there's a bunch of birds, which means the birds aren't scared and the birds are landing by the river. So no alligators, which is hugely disappointing. But yeah, here we are, paddling Old River, hoping for an alligator. I think they're all in the water, and that is grimy. They need to come out and say hi.
I think they went where the dust.
No, what happened was it got really cold for a few days. Huge cold front blew through, and those are the days we sat out. One was a wind day, but comfortable. The winds were at 40, and then the other day, the high was 46, but the wind chill made it feel like 38. So we sat off the water because those are not favorable conditions. So it got really cold, and then it warmed back up. Like today's high is 80, but they all thought winter came, so they have disappeared into the swampy abyss. That being said, we have no alligators to worry about, but that's a pretty crispy camping right there. It could be done. Yeah, we're back to the mud. Yes, there definitely is mud. So, the sand is a little exfoliating to sleep with. You will get out with your body buffed and polished after spending a night on sand. But that being said, it is absolutely epic camping. Like, no one can truly fathom how great a sandbar campsite stealth site is until you actually do it. It's like your own remote island. We're approaching the confluence of the Old River with the Atchafalaya. So look at this tree over here. That is a throwback to the north right there. It's been a minute since we've been under a tree. So we're back to the country of paddling under trees and the river looking much smaller. The camera angle can actually get the entire width of the river. So it shows you the difference between what we were just on yesterday in the Mississippi and the water that feeds out of the Mississippi into the other channels, such as Old River, the Atchafalaya, things of that nature. All right, we are paddling out of Old River and into the Atchafalaya. Confluence of Old River and the Atchafalaya. Here we are. Let us join the current to see if it is any more than the pond we just paddled. We're hoping yes, and we're just gonna go under the fishing line. All right, here we go. Let's go find some current. All 2 miles per hour. Y'all get an idea of what it really is. The Atchafalaya head south. The Atchafalaya north. And where he just came from, which is Old River. And y'all, that's a crispy sandbank. We have not seen one since we left. And that is a crispy sandbank. So we stopped there for a bathroom break and to say goodbye to Old River. And that exists because they actually dredge the Atchafalaya. This is a channel. They have reduced it, the traffic on here, by 90% and funneled it all over to the main channel. But they do still dredge it, and there are still barges that go through, but they are way more rare than what's on the main channel. But yeah, we got a sandbank. Nice to see, because we've heard they're gonna go away, and that makes all of us kind of sad. But yeah, Atchafalaya versus the Mississippi. Not a huge lot of difference other than not as much sand on either side, not nearly as wide, and there is little to no current. Yes. But really, really interesting, and it's fun to be here because this is the route that the Mississippi wants to take. Naturally, if nature had its way, the Mississippi would now go out the Atchafalaya. So we are paddling what the water wants to do, but man will not allow it to do, which is so interesting to me, because I wonder how long they're going to fight that war before nature actually wins, because in the end, nature always wins. So it's peaceful and it's developed. There's houses on either side, and there's levees on the Atchafalaya as well. But you're paddling out the way nature wants the river to go. Kind of cool. So we're approaching a dead alligator. It's really sad.
Mom, we seen our first alligator now.
Yeah, that is our first alligator, but that's not exactly how I wanted to see an alligator.